genetic. You got this. I'll send you. I don't know. I'm working with the same forks as scientists and doctors are using to repair and activate our DNA. She goes, no, 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 no. Sends me to another lab. Get the lab report back from her. She put a big smiley face on it. And said, just keep doing that voodoo that you do. So I'm my own testimonial for that, and that's something that happens at level 3. But because I work in that level 3, and there's 2 CDs over there that mimic some of that treatment I do, the pineal gland activation and repair, and the DNA activation and repair. So the universe is sending me more people on a more spiritual path. But then seeing through my students, they're getting more people with some physical aches and pains. I've recently found I have a few people that are autistic. About 3 years ago, I had someone came to me at the metaphysical fair that we just did this past weekend. She had a tuning, she loved it. She said, do you think this would help my autistic son? I said, I don't know, bring him in. Look at her to try. She lived about half an hour away from the Poconos, so she brought him in. And he was only 12 years old at the time. He barely spoke. When she got home, she sent me an email right away. She said, oh my God. He spoke on the way home. And the first thing he said to me was, I never felt so much joy and peace. Long story short, once I started teaching, I told her, I think you should take the class. Because she worked a corporate job in New Jersey, 9 to 5. She only had the weekends. Getting to see me and bring her son down could be a bit of a hassle. And, she paid me. So I said, maybe you should learn this. So she came to learn it, not to do this as a career, as a practitioner, but just to work on her son. She was one of my earlier students, and she works on her whole family. And her son is now 16. He has a part-time job at one of the resorts in the Poconos. He just got his driver's license. He's got a girlfriend. He drives a car, and he's applying for college. Yeah. And I had another, just at Mom this weekend, when I spoke, they said, how do you late? How do you speaking at 3? So I get done at 4, and then everybody has questions. So I can take one person then at 5 o'clock, because I had questions at 4:30. Several people wanted treatments. So I had to choose, which is kind of hurts. You don't want to turn anybody away. So I gave them names of other practitioners that I trained. But this one young man, I asked him, he was 18, kind of small guy, and he ran right up to me, he was right in my face. Right after I got to speaking, he said, I have to have this done today. Just wait, we're going to all go back to my booth, and then I'm going to answer people's questions, and then I'll see how we can get you in the schedule. So I chose him, and I worked on him, and he said to me, he said, my parents don't understand. He said, my parents don't understand. My parents don't understand me. They don't get this. And he said, oh my gosh, this is what I needed. He said, I feel normal. And he just resonated with the sounds instantly. And even though his parents may not get it, they were there for him. They brought him to the expo. They paid for his treatment. They might not get it, but they're wonderful parents to do that, rather than just saying, you're silly, So it affects all, and I think maybe the reason I'm getting this is kind of hitting me now, that I'm getting the autistic children, because I really think there's some very high spiritual soul inside those bodies. And if I'm getting more people on a spiritual path rather than getting a physical pain, it would make sense to me why I'm getting the autistic children, because there's something about them inside that we're just not getting. And this is helping them. So whatever magic is happening there it's happening in a lot of ways. So I know they want me to open up for questions at 8:30. What we're going to do too, before we go into meditation, or during the break, if you'd like, either Krista or I, we have something called the Ohm Tuner. So this is a weighted fork. So unlike these, the tines, okay, so what happens is the sound comes out here, so we hear it in the ears. We always start with sound first in the ears. Ears are very important because if anyone knows, familiar with acupuncture, you have all the points of your whole human body represented in the ear. Vibration is very important. Vibration comes into the ear, so you're affecting the entire body just by bringing the sound and vibrations to the ear. And then, of course, inside our ear, if you're familiar with the inner ear, we have a little drum that picks up the vibrations. We have water, we have crystals in our ears. So if you're familiar with the Masaru Emoto water crystal pictures, right? There's one that I liked in his very first book where he exposed the water to Mozart. And then to some like angry, nasty rat. Big difference. Well, we're mostly water. So there's one where he exposes spatial frequencies and it's absolutely stunning. And we are mostly water, and there's water in our inner ear, and there's so much that connects from our ear to our whole body and our nervous system. So the sound of the ear is very important. The other thing is our left and right hemispheres of our brain don't communicate very well, much like Congress. So, tune all of that. It's about like an army of you all certified to do this will go down to DC and tune them all. But so what we do is we try to get the left and right hemispheres of the brain cooperating. So the corpus callosum up here is a lot of nerve fibers. So what we're doing is we're coming here and we're crossing over. So we're getting the left and right hemispheres to communicate. But the ohm fork, a little different. So the ohm has a weight on the end. So what happens when we hit it is the wave pushes the vibration back down through the stem. So, yes. So you feel that, and that's what we will help you experience at the break. If anyone wants to come see the Chris or I will put that on. I can. That's one way. Oh! She's sassy, that one. Sassy one. Watch out for her. That is one way how we open that. This helps open up blocks, actually. You can also use it if you're doing massage. You can trigger points and meridians and things like that. But it's also a meditative tool. It is the lowest frequency of the forks. It's not in the solfeggio spectrum. It's the 136. So how they came up with this is according to Tibetan monks' own. Okay? It is a C sharp. Yeah, also, it is thought to be, I forget the name of the scientist who figured this out, is supposedly the vibration that the earth makes, the frequency makes that revolves around the sun. Okay? Yeah. So, Earth is the only planet that we can have a frequency on. You're probably familiar with Schumann resonance. Okay? We know that because we live here on Earth and we can ground and we can find that. Be very careful of something called planetary tuners. They're big forks like this, and they're supposedly tuned to all the planets. I read all about them, thought they were cool. Had one of my long sessions in person with Alexander Tonusk and 4 PhDs. I asked him about the planetary tuners. I didn't finish my sentence before he said, "They're bullshit." He's a cute accent. I don't know what accent. I think he's Lebanese born. "They're bullshit." How do we know what the planets are? Unless you're on a planet, you cannot measure the frequency of a planet. So that's the other thing. You have to be really careful. I've got a lot of different forks that I've tried that are sitting under my bed in a box because they don't necessarily have this capability. So, you know, it's picking and knowing the right ones that work. There's something called the solar harmonics, which are lower vibrating. There's the Fibonacci scale that's very interesting, but it didn't do anything other than you kind of need to listen to. So, but I have gotten, for 7 years, consistent, repeatable results with these. So now it is 8:30, so I am staying on schedule. Right? So, any questions? Yes?
How many do you have in the set?
For level 1, there's 7, so 1 for each chakra, plus the ohm. That's what you need for level 1 foundational skills. When we get into the advanced skills of level 1, you heard me going around the room, kind of clearing. Those are called angel forks. They're amazing. They're very high frequency, crystal tuner and angel forks, and they're for clearing. So you never have to use sage again. You never have to scare your dogs and cats with smoke or set off your fire alarm. You use the angel forks. And I have some here. They're very inexpensive. So there's $70 without crystals, and if you want some with the crystals on the ends, they're $80.
Could you sound each one from
Certainly.
left to right?
You got it. So this is the oot. Okay, this we would use. These are not chakra forks. We associate them with each chakra. So this is the oot. That was what was dropped.
Is that root?
It's root. We associate this with root. It's 396. It's oot. It's Latin. So they're all Latin. But this is what was dropped from the scale. This doesn't exist in our traditional scale. They dropped the oot. next one up is the ray, and that's 417. The next one up is the 528, the knee fork. This is one of the frequencies for DNA repair. It's a great fork to clear your food after it goes in the microwave. Solar plexus. Now we get up to the heart, the fa, 639. The next one is the throat, 741, soul. Law, third eye. And my favorite, the 963, crown. Now you want to hear something really pretty? And we work this way in the treatment. Combination of various forks at each chakra. It is actually more complicated than it sounds. Diane and Kristen will tell you that. Yes, we work the chakra and your ethereal bodies all the way out. Yes, we do. So we're working the 7 layers and the 7 chakras and the Hindu Ayurveda. In level 2, we get into meridians and other things. There's actually a vibrational facelift I'm working on for level 2 as well. In level 2, we get into the body. So if we don't catch it out here, because we all know that things start out here before they manifest. In level 2, we're working in the body with a few forks that are known. They look like this, a slightly different frequency, but they have been tested. Another great guy that I studied under, who was the first one to come up with forks in this type of a modality, so to speak, Dr. John Bulio. In the 70s, he locked himself in a sound booth and started figuring things out. And what he figured out was a frequency that we use in level 2 for body, and it's a weighted fork. And what it does is it releases nitric oxide. So nitric oxide is gas in the body. It's the first gas that's released when we take our first breath as babies. It's also known to be part of why we see a white light when we take our last breath, releasing that last nitric oxide. And on a more fun note, it's also the gas that's released when we have an orgasm. So maybe that's why I teach you that. And they don't need batteries. Which is something that John used to talk about. I was on a webinar with all these big guys, Mitch Knorr, Alexander, John Delia, a bunch of different people, Jeff Volk, he's kind of the creator of Cymatics, who deals with sound repowering matter. And it was funny because they were all joking. And because, Mitch Knorr's got his big gong, he does a big gong bass. Alexander's really big in the singing bowls. And then there's John, who travels around tuning forks. He's like, yeah, you try getting those gongs through customs. You try getting those bowls through customs. Yeah, it's a lot easier to pack up tuning forks and go. So when the lights go out or something happens, I always carry one of these in my purse. This is a multi-purpose fork. So I have some clients who see at networking events, and I clear their sinuses with this. So I also have these. These are $50.
What vibration is that?
That's the 136. That's the only great meditation tool.
So is the own fork included with the?
Yeah, the own is part of level 1. Yeah, and actually when we go to advanced skills, we add a second ohm. So when you're working with a client, you can put one in each ear rather than doing this. So you've got double ohm, which is really nice to have a double ohm.
Has anybody thought to put the forks hanging down like the John of God table, so they're over your chakra, and then the somehow different sound just sporadically, randomly placed?
That wouldn't work.
Your line?
Yeah, no, because they're a conscious entity and they move. And you need to be sounding two together. You need to understand which ones for which forks or which blocks, that they talk to you. So depending on how they move, kind of tells you what's going on, if there's a block, where there's a block. So no, that wouldn't work. But I've been on table sites to really understand.
It's a nice principle.
Yeah, but you need something to.
Well, I mean, that would be built in, a little bomber thing.
Well, the thing is, we use these in combination with each other, so it's not just one fork. We do, it's way too much to explain, that's why we do a whole course in it. And even that, right now, I was new, and I was kind of, was familiar with Reiki classes being a day or 2 days, so I started with a one-day course. Poor Krista was in that. I tried to cram everything in one day, which I didn't charge anybody, because it was, new. And she's the one who said, honey, this is like way too much stuff. From a Reiki master teacher. So we went to 2 days, and even that is still intense. The way I work right now, I've just been teaching from home, and so I know it's intense. They do not get certified at the end of those 2 days, because there's no way, right, Diane? You don't get this. Your head's spinning. There's a lot to this. This is not necessarily easy, but once you get it, it is like conducting a symphony orchestra. It really, and then you don't want to do anything else. I have a lot of students who did other things. This is all they want to do now, because they get better results, and it's easier on them if they do massage. It's also it's a mindful practice. So some of my Reiki people, they rather do this for them even because it's mindful. They're doing something. They're doing more. Yeah.
So how do we get?
Well, we are doing at the Himalaya Institute this year. Do you know the Himalaya Institute? It's an amazing place. It's where I started my meditation practice, 8 years ago now, more than that. They asked us to come on board with them to teach. We are still doing a weekend. We're doing a weekend and a Monday, Tuesday, so we can accommodate massage therapists for people who work weekends. So we're doing a 2-day weekend, and we're going to try to get certified by the end of that weekend. Currently, most of my students live not all that far, well, maybe a couple hours if they're in New York or New Jersey. So they go home and practice. I send them home with a video. They have access to me constantly. I do not charge them for any of this. They pay for the weekend, but they get me all the time. And then they come back. I usually get Krista, and then they do one on her. I watch, and then I flip to feel the energy, and she watches, and then they get their pretty gold certificate. However, we realize now that more people are wanting this. I got a call from Australia. I got a gal coming down, a blind gal coming down from Canada to learn this at the Himalaya Institute. So we're going to bring on some of the first level students to help teach. So we can get everyone practice and practice and practice as much as we can that weekend so they can leave with a certificate. So we're at the Himalaya Institute July, Krista, was it July?
22nd, 23rd, and 24th and 25th.
Okay, 22nd, 23rd is the weekend, 24th, 25th is Monday. It's outside of Scranton, so if you're familiar with the northern part of the state, there's Pike County, which is right on the Delaware, Wayne County, also on Delaware by New York, and then there's Lackawanna, which is where Scranton is. But it's right in the middle. It's in Wayne County. It is from the Lehigh Valley. It is an hour and 40 minutes. It is stunning. It's ashram meets high-end resort. They invited me because 2 years ago they totally switched the way they did things. They used to just be private, so it was just their Swami and all their yoga teachers. They're known for yoga. They are Yoga International. So if you feel the Yoga International, that's the Himalaya Institute. So very known for all their Ayurvedic medicine, their Ayurvedic classes, and all their yoga classes, and all their meditation classes. Rolf Volk and all those guys are all out of the Himalaya Institute. So the son of the latest Swami went to Oxford, very educated young man, he's in his 30s now. He has reorganized the place to allow other people to come from the outside to teach workshops there. But it's a partnership. And so what they did was that they also renovated the place. This is not a real ashram. I mean, you've got 200 thread count, Egyptian cotton sheets, and it's beautiful. But you can still stay cheaply. They have rooms for as low as $65 a night. They've got fires and everything in those rooms, but you will be sharing a bathroom. You'll have a sink in your room, you're sharing a bathroom. And you can go up to as much as $150 in the main campus for a private suite, private bathroom, private that. Then there's a chalet that they have private apartments to rent that fits 6 for $285 a night. So at $65 a night, it's very affordable because those rooms are fine. I'm probably going to be staying in a room like that when I go. So the class is $600 for the weekends. It's $300 each day. And it's a business in a box. You really, that's all I do. I don't do anything else but this, but I love it. I'm helping so many people, and that's the most important thing.
How long are your sessions?
Depends. Because I do more at level 3, my sessions tend to be about 90 minutes. This is your very first time. I tell people it's going to take 2 hours because you probably have a lot of blocks I got to work through. But maintenance, if you do level 3, but that's all the DNA, pineal gland activation. But if you just take a basic level 1 with one of my well-qualified practitioners, it's about 45 minutes to an hour, depending on what you have. And then, but if you're looking for, it's break time. I'm getting the break. So, any more questions? And no, I don't have the fork here to make you orgasm, I'm sorry.
Digital download?
May the fork be with you.
Actually, the ohm also releases nitric oxide. This also releases, any sound therapy in general releases nitric oxide. There's one in particular that's medically proven, but the ohm does that as well. And I do
I'm
have
not
it.
going to show it off anymore.
All right, so go enjoy, relax. We'll be back for meditation. Say thank you. You guys are the most advanced group of people I have ever spoken to. I really mean that. And Krista and I have been friends for a while, doing this together, and Diane knows too, where we live in Lehigh Valley. We never would have gotten this kind of reception. We were not prepared for the reception we just had there. We were like, oh my God, people really get this. They actually want this, they get it. You have no idea. You're just so amazing. I am so blessed and so grateful. We all are. We're so blessed and so grateful to be here. And Diane's a little intuitive. She just knew she had to come along with us. So she tagged along in the backseat with us because she knew you guys are just, you're amazing. And I'm just so grateful and appreciative. So I hope, regardless, I did. Oh, somewhere in there is my little sign up to get on my email list. But in that blue, there's a blue thing with all of our. It's a clipboard. Somewhere there's a clipboard already with the sign up sheet. That's it. So you can sign up to get on my. Please do, so I can send a special gift and thank you out to all of you. So I really appreciate if you all sign up, or if you go on my website and you can sign up on my email list on my website too. So it's lisaalexander.com so that we can stay in touch. I promise you, you will not be inundated with emails from me. As Krista knows, see, she's like, yeah, no. I am not a computer person. What?
In the list, your prompt to say hello.
Yes, I am. I get back to people. People are always amazed. Like, wow, you got back to me right away. How do you do that? So I do. So.
Well, thank you for educating those people who know nothing about it, because you raised their consciousness.
Yes, and
We're
that's,
trying.
we're trying, yes, it's one person at a time. It was interesting because when I was up in Pike County in the living country, with all the people stealing and hunting on my property and all that stuff, I was getting so frustrated because I got all these degrees and certification in green building science, and I spoke about it. I was a correspondent for MSNBC when they cared about green. And I could not get people in my community to go green, and fracking came in. It was just so heart-wrenching. And then one day I finally got the message. I heard one person at a time. I wanted to make the whole world go green, save Mother Earth. It wasn't happening. One little person. But I heard one person at a time. And that's what I'm doing with the Tuning Forks, one person at a time. As a matter of fact, I have a registered logo. Live Better, Live Green was my old company, and it has some organic cotton t-shirts. We only had like 500 made in total. So if anybody would like any of them today, they're $10 because we passed Earth Day. But anyway, that was my trying to save the whole world at once in Mother Earth. But it's really raising the vibration of one person.
We're saved.
So I want to show you, for those of you who bought forks, and I apologize we ran out because again, like I said, I didn't expect such a great reception. If you go to my website, you can also order forks from the website. They are replenished by ManyVibe because mine are custom made to very specific frequencies. I'm a real nudge, they know that. So you're not going to find these. They don't sell out to wholesale in the market, so they work for the medical community. So you can go on my website and get those. You can call me. I am like that type of person. I have a hard line with the cord even. So you can actually call me and I'll talk to you. I offer a free consultation. So please feel free to call me because depending on what you want, I mean, I might be a little far away, but I do have some practitioners in other areas. And I can make sure that I connect you to the right practitioner. Now, my practitioners are only at level 1 right now. I'll tell you that. But in the beginning, sometimes that's really all you need, is that level 1 tuning. And the practitioners know that if they run into things that they can't open, to send you off to me. And you're welcome as well. You guys are certainly welcome in my home. I work from my home in Nazareth. I do a meditation class on Tuesday evenings, just once a month, first Tuesday of the month. And I bring all my sound tools out, my singing bowls, my forks, and I go around everyone individually. And we can't do that tonight with the meditation because there's just too many of you. We're going to go through that chakra clearing meditation. And Chris and I are going to at least kind of stand in different corners of the room and go through each of these. But I want to show you quick. So you kind of got the idea, we went through that, you know how to use that. The angel forks, mine are old-fashioned, so mine are the ones I created. The other ones I have to break down I was tuning a house, because you can tune houses. I was clearing a blessing and tuning a house, and I swear I must have left them there because the clients that hired me to tune their mansion, I didn't expect this huge house when I got there. Oh my God! I then did 3 tunings that day, so I was high. Because I called my original company Vibrational high for a reason. Because when you get up off the table, you will feel high. Diane? Yes. You will feel high. I have to ground you with the own fork to bring you back down. I've had one, a friend of mine, she said after I tuned her, she was driving, she felt herself looking at her body, she grabbed the steering wheel and pulled herself back up. And then she went to the grocery store and thought she was having a flashback from her crazy days in New York City in the 70s. So, yeah, so you really do get high, and that's how we've been able to wean people off the drugs, whether they're prescription or street drugs. Because we replace that high, that euphoric feeling, and it sustains, it lasts. So anyway, so the angel forks, what you're going to do with them is, instead of saging your house, you're going to send that vibration to all the corners, just like you would sage. So think about it, and for yourself too. Now these are very high frequency, they're in the 4,000 range. Don't use them around your animals. They're a little too high. You can use an own fork around the animals, but not too close, because remember, dogs hear 4 times more than we do, so be careful. But I can tell you this, if you ever come to my house for treatment, you'll be greeted by 2 very loving dogs, and they'll be all over you when you come in. The second I hit the forks, they'll go zonked out. One sleeps at the foot, and one sleeps at the head of the table. So yeah, so it does help too, if you have animals, and just being in the room while you're doing this, even it helps them just filter right to their ears. So that's pretty much what you want to do with your the forks. One of the angel forks, if you buy them, says 4096. The one with the 0 is also what we call a crystal tuner. And I don't have a crystal here. But if you were to take it on a right? You need a flat edge. This is a Lemurian here. We're going to do this. Here we go. Awesome. That's Krista, by the way. She's my partner in service. So what you're going to do is, there you go, use the mic. So you can use a crystal to tune a crystal or to work your heart chakra out. Okay, so that's something you can do. Alright, so I guess we're going to get ready for the meditation. So let me get my forks ready. Order. So when everyone get in a comfortable position, I'm going to use my mic. This is going to sound more in the room. So everyone, take some nice deep belly rest. Breathing in and breathing out. Try to take nice, even breaths in and out. And start to feel your body relax. Starting at your head. Feel the relaxation coming down your skull, down your face. Feel it moving down relaxation down from your shoulders and arms, down into your chest. Breathing in, going deeper, breathing down to your abdomen, letting go, expand the belly. Feel that relaxation going down into your hip center, down your thighs, down your knees, and deeper down your calves, your shins, through your ankles, out your feet, out your toes, and just let it all go down deep into Mother Earth, deep down into Mother Earth. Feel that breath going from the top of your head, down your whole body, and connecting into the core and the heart of Mother Earth. And now I want you to picture a beautiful white light above your head. You're going to see that light start to descend down towards your head, like liquid light. Seeing it like a strand of neon. Seeing it coming into your crown center and start to swirl around and around and around in your crown center. And as it's swirling around there, it's picking up any debris, any negative thoughts, anything that no longer serves you, and it's swirling it around and around and around. And now we're going to listen to the sound, the solfeggio frequency 963 for the crown. As you listen to the sound, picture this light swirling around and around your crown center, picking up all that no longer serves you. As we get ready to allow that liquid light to start to funnel down like water going down a drain or like a tornado. Funnel that liquid light down into your third eye center. When it gets to your third eye center, you'll see that white light has now changed to a violet. See it spiraling around like a halo around your head. See this beautiful violet liquid light spinning around and around and around. And again, it's picking up all that no longer serves you. Anything that's clouding your vision. Anything that's not allowing you to see. Send it off into that swirling light. Because we'll keep draining this down and away from us. But see it swirling around as you listen to the sound of the 852 solfeggio frequency for the third eye. While you listen to the sound, envision that spiraling halo violet liquid light. Allow it to pick up any negative thoughts or anything that's holding you back from seeing. As it spirals, as it swirls around and around and around. And again, getting ready to go down that drain like a little tornado, spiraling around and around to your throat center. When it gets to your throat center, that liquid light turns into a beautiful blue. Blue like the sky, blue like the ocean. See it as a halo around your neck, spiraling around and around, expanding out your chakra center. See this blue light picking up all that no longer serves you at your throat center. Anything that holds you back from speaking your truth. Allowing your thyroid to receive the healing of this blue light. As we listen to the sound, the solfeggio frequency for the throat center, the 741 salt. center. It'll turn to a beautiful emerald green. You may even see it speckled with some beautiful pink rose quartz. This time, let's make that halo of liquid light a little bigger, because our heart center is where they all meet, our most important center. So allow it to expand around your whole heart center and lung area. This large green, emerald green, spiraling liquid light as we listen to the sound of this arpeggio 639 frequency for the heart. Heart center takes on a lot of hertz, so really let it infuse. See it taking away all that no longer serves you there, every hurt, every unkind word, every betrayal, any loss. See it all swirling around and around and around, allowing it to drain down and away from your heart center as that liquid light now turns into a beautiful yellow golden color and gets down into your solar plexus area. See it like a small hula hoop around your waist. Allow this beautiful yellow golden light to spiral around and around and around. As we listen to this arpeggio frequency of the 528 for the solar plexus and me. Just let that liquid light keep spiraling around, taking away all that no longer serves you in your solar plexus. Allow it to spiral around, and any time you might have lost your power and your will, allow that to go away. Allow your digestion to flow as this beautiful yellow liquid light spirals around and around, and this time funneling down to your sacral area, turning into a beautiful orange color. See this beautiful liquid light surround your sacral area, spiraling around and around, allowing you to create all the things you want to create in your life, allowing you to create, become a new vibrational sound practitioner, bringing everything you can into your life to help yourself create a better life for you, as well as creating a better life for others, as we listen to the sound of the arpeggio frequency for the sacral chakra, the 417 ray. So let's allow this beautiful orange light to spiral down again, funnel down that drain to one more chakra, the root chakra. So as it goes from the sacral to the root, see it turn to a beautiful ruby red. Allow it to spiral around and around. Everything from above has been drained all the way down. The root is your foundation. Anything that no longer serves your foundation can fall away, making your foundation even stronger and cement. listen to the sound of the 396 oot fork, the visual frequency. And now let's allow this beautiful red light to funnel down, go down that drain one last time. This time we're going to go deep into the heart of Mother Earth. Everything that you drained from above, allow it to go right down to Gaia. Allow Mother Earth to take all that no longer serves you, all your pains, all your hurts, all your losses. Everything that no longer serves you, let it go deep down into the core of Mother Earth. She'll transmute it into something good, allowing you to be a beautiful, vibrant, high-vibrating rainbow of color. Center that last little bit, let it drop down. As we listen to the sound of the Om. Internal thanks to Father Heaven above, who dropped down that beautiful divine light that turned into every color of the rainbow to vibrate through you, to cleanse and clear. And send your gratitude to Mother Earth for taking care of it on the opposite end, rooting you firmly into her presence. You can start taking a few deep breaths and slowly start to come back into this room. Wiggle your toes and fingers. So for those of you who bought that CD, all these frequencies are infused for a solid 2 minutes without the stopping that we had to do here. It is a really great chakra clearing. I've sometimes tested people before and after with the pendulum, and that meditation alone with those frequencies has kind of cleared and kept them open. That's why I created that for my clients who live too far to see me in any regularity to use that. So are there any other questions for this evening?
How many issues with practicing like massage therapist license?
There's no licensing for vibrational sound therapy, which is a good thing. That keeps us, we don't have to worry about anything. No one's breathing down our neck. They don't understand or know about any of this yet. So we're pretty much can practice anything we want. So it's really good. I'm not licensed to do anything. I'm licensed to do things that have nothing to do with healing. So it's good. But we wanted to get the CEU credits for those who do need that, and that's how we do that. Yes?
It's good to integrate with other, modalities like Reiki.
Well, here's what we found out. And the fact that I partnered with a 20-year Reiki master and teacher, what we found is a lot, more than half my students practice Reiki. And I did take Reiki once to get an idea what it's about. And so what was happening is some of their clients weren't having the same results that I was having. Or they were going through that detox purge that you get with Reiki. So how my good friend described it is Reiki is more, it's spiritual, yes, but it is an earth-based modality. They don't play well together. You're contradicting each other. Because this is very much like, I'm a seer, so all the angels come in. You know, there's a point I leave the clients alone for 5 minutes. I call them the angels, the angel forks, and they come in, and sometimes my clients feel touch and whatnot. I work in an angelic realm. And so we're kind of here, and Reiki's more of an earth-based. You know, it's very grounding, very, very good grounding. At the very end, you might give someone a little Reiki to ground them, but I use the Om forks. I'm still using vibration. So we have discovered that if you mix the two, they're just crossing each other out. Now, if you practice IET, I have students who are IET people, and that it plays well with IET, because that is an angelic clearing. So it does play well with IET. But it's a standalone. It goes back. We're finding that, the ancient Greeks and so many people have played with these frequencies in various ways before. If the old twin towers were supposed to be side by side, which, we lost those twin towers. They were supposed to be side by side. They had to put them like this, because if they didn't, they would have vibrated off each other. They would have acted like a tuning fork. Yeah. There's something we teach in the class. There's force resonance, there's dissonance, and a regular resonance. And what it is, for instance, if I had 2 tuning forks that, I'm going to use really low rounded numbers for simplicity, 2 tuning forks that were vibrating at 100 hertz, and one that was vibrating at 110 hertz. If I tapped this one next to it would start vibrating at 100 hertz, because they're the same. The other one wouldn't, because it's a different frequency. And that's kind of what happens when you raise your vibration. You'll find that some of your friends and family, you kind of separate. You're not, and it's all good. You separate with love. They might not get it, but it's the classic thing where if you go out to lunch with your girlfriend and you're having a great day, you're up here and she's down here and she's complaining, she starts to bring you down. So if we allow it, yes.
We have to stay up there and bring them up.
Well, that's the 2 different types of resonance. So, and that's the idea. Mm-hmm.
Can you give a couple little tips and tricks?
Yes.
With what to own for?
Yes.
How to get.
Yep. Okay. First of all, never touch the times. If you touch the times, you'll stop the vibration. If you touch here, you'll stop it right away. Here, you'll stop it over. Always touch the stem. All right. You want to find a spot. For me personally, I happen to have a nice little bit of meat on the outside of my hand, so I use that. It bounces off. You want to give it play. You don't want to choke down on the stem. You want to give it some play, and it can bounce off of that. A really good thing is a tennis ball. You can use a tennis ball. I've seen people use their knee and whatnot. That doesn't work for me. That kind of hurts. I also have some students who go here. I think, Krista, you go here, right? Yeah. You can go here. You go there. You can go here. If you have a hockey puck, so when you get the full set, it comes with a sounding puck. This is a sounding puck, aka hockey puck. When you use the hockey puck is great for these forks, the non-weighted forks. And again, you hold it like remember when we were kids, you used your pencil look like rubber, hold it really light, don't choke up on it, don't touch the tines, let it bounce off. This doesn't work for this, it's too dull. But if you turn it on its side, a tennis ball is a really good thing, because you want something that it can bounce off of. And even when you're using a puck, you can't lay it flat on something hard. It should be on a little kind of like you put a singing ball on a little pad. You want to put it on a little pad or roll a little towel over, so it has give. So you want to give on both ends. The more give you have on both ends, the better vibration you're going to get. When you put it to your ears, you want the hole to go to your ear. Hole of your ear, hole of the fork, not this way. When you use it on the body,
Old puck.
Yeah, old puck. You and I have got to get together with a bottle of wine, honey.
It's our next live stream, folks. Tune in.
She'll be finding all kinds of new uses for this person. All sound therapy does release some nitric oxide. So you have to be careful, though, that you don't release too much nitric oxide. There's a whole chart I showed you in class about puffing. Okay, so you can actually overstimulate a chakra or a muscle or a nerve. So when you do this, and this is what they found in science. So when you hit a point, hit it once, that's okay. Hit it twice, that's okay. Don't hit it a third time. Never go to the same place 3 times in a row. Never do more than 2 times in one place. Now you can come off a little bit and go like to the next point or the next meridian, but don't overstimulate the area because later you're going to feel it in not necessarily a good way. You just don't want to overstimulate, just like any nerve or anything. I mean, this does work on the nervous system. What it does is it balances the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous system as well. It's a lot of things. You know, it's way too much to get into here. That's why we have class. You know, we teach you all the science and all the medical stuff behind it. But yeah, so those are tips with that. I carry one in my purse, so if I run into a friend or something, you know, who's got an issue, I can kind of get right in there. It's a really great tool for meditation. I have college students who they deal with anxiety. A lot of these kids are on Xanax. What's the other one? Ativan. Yeah, that one. So they do this instead. You know, and they're just like at night, it helps them sleep and helps them relax. It's a meditative tool. This you can do this as much as you want. You're not going to do anything. You can go to your ears as much as you want. You know, before you meditate, after you meditate. If you're ever feeling out of body, like you're just way up here and you can't get down, you need to be grounded, and you can't get someplace you can put your feet in the dirt, put this on your feet and ground yourself. Use that kidney point. You know the kidney point? Okay, one down the very, very bottom of your foot there. Ground yourself. It's a grounding tool. That's what we use it for. It's also a relaxation tool. So we carry a lot of stress in our shoulders, so that's a great place to use it. You can work a little third eye here. You can go this way. You can go this way. Antenna. Woo!
Have you ever tried it on the,
And the occipital lobe. Yeah, that's it. I do 3 points of light.
Thank you.
Okay, so I do here, and here. Okay? So that's what you just do.
How would you use it for your eyes?
For your eyes, I would work around here. Okay? Again, don't overstimulate it. You'll start to give yourself a little vibrational facelift when you do that. So you're going to come in here. You know, obviously don't come into this real soft spot here. Stay on the bone. Okay?
Have you done healing with people for eyesight and it's improved?
I can tell you personally, my eyesight has improved. So just being around the vibrations, and I think that's more the solfeggios, those higher frequencies. I can tell you that. Excuse me? Oh, you know what? I have some clients that are deaf, or like they wear hearing aids. I work with people in senior living homes, old folks' homes, stuff like Alzheimer's patients, and they can't hear when they take them out. Like my one client, she would tell me, once I take these out, honey, I can't hear you at all, so don't even bother talking to me. But she can hear the forks. She feels the vibration and she hears the forks, but she can't hear if I talk to her. And then she falls asleep. No, this puts a lot of people to sleep. So not necessarily this, a little more of some of the forks I use in the next level, but she goes to sleep. I have been going into the fellowship home, assisted living home, helping people with Alzheimer's. And I worked on this one woman's husband. The very first time I worked on him, I got an email the next day saying he picked up watercolors and started creating and painting, and there were beautiful pictures when I saw them. She said he hasn't done that in like 30 years. So he's early stages. But she finds it's really helping him. And I go to them. I don't go out of my home too often. I have a 42-pound table, and I'm not that strong. But I do, you know, when I have to. And I go over to them at their assisted living home, and it's been helping him.
What is the main health issue that you find is resolved or
Well, I can tell you this from purely a clinical, medical standpoint. All research and all doctors will agree on this, that sound therapy, whether it's this or other sound therapies, does reduce stress. Okay, so they also tell you that stress is the #1 underlying cause of all disease. So if stress is the underlying cause of disease, and doctors even say, the AMA even says, that sound therapy helps reduce stress. Why they don't see us as serious practitioners, I will never know. But if you go into a lot of cancer centers, they do have sound therapy, they do have singing bowls and things like that in there. The problem I have with that is, I used to go to Mitch Nor's Gong Bass, and they're really awesome. Once I started this, I was not enjoying them. Because these are vibrating so high, and again, those are more earth-based tones. I mean, that's what the ancestors used, and the didgeridoos and things like that. You know, I spent no idea what these sound therapists cost. I mean, you know, some of them are $500 for a session, and just to check them out, I went. And even Alexander, who's this, you know, kind of the god of all of this, I was like, yeah, really? That's it? You know? And I think what happens is once you get aligned to these higher frequencies, that's bringing you down to a lower frequency. Now, some people will never like this because they're always at that lower frequency, and I think it has to do with advanced souls. I find a lot of people coming across my table are more advanced souls, so they're vibrating higher. You know, maybe newer souls or people who, I'll tell you, in our last class we had 2 shamanic practitioners came through. I was blown away because he came to one of my meditations, and in my meditations I call in angels and ascended masters, and I do some channeling, blah, blah, blah. So he was like, I'd never heard of any of these people. He never heard of Saint Germain, he never heard of Archangel Michael. I mean, he says, I work with sticks and twigs, you know, and you know, the sun and the moon and the earth. He's a shamanic practitioner. He's traveled to Peru and all these places, and so is his wife, and she's actually a Qigong practitioner. But yet they love this because they have other clients that don't